All right, Aries, your month is charged with Martian energy, bringing a mix of major opportunities and serious tests. It all starts under a fantastic influence that sharpens your mind and words. This is your peak time for communication. You'll be more convincing than ever in negotiations, easily able to strike deals with even the toughest partners, and any business trips will bring real results. It's the period for signing contracts and crafting winning strategies. At home, this same energy fuels constructive talks with your loved ones and helps you tackle piled-up chores together. Your dynamism will energize your partner, not annoy them. However, around the start of February, the vibe shifts dramatically as a more severe aspect kicks in. This is the phase for seriousness and responsibility. The previous ease is replaced by the need for meticulous work, fulfilling old obligations and facing limitations. You might deal with authorities, strict rules, or a demanding boss. This period tests your discipline. Business processes could slow down, requiring patience and methodical effort instead of sheer force. Pay close attention to your health now. Don't push your limits. Conserve your energy. By mid-month, thanks to another supportive aspect, you'll feel a resurgence of strength and confidence. The desire to start something new and take the initiative will return. This is a good moment for launching projects that require leadership and physical drive. But the stars warn you, steer clear of hasty, impulsive decisions. Let your bravery be backed by careful planning. February ends under a powerful and dual transit. First, your social and creative impulses get a boost, making conversations livelier. But the main event is a major aspect that ignites huge ambitions and expands your horizons. You could get a shot at career advancement, especially in fields like law, education, or international projects. But be cautious. Enthusiasm can morph into overconfidence, and wanting to force your opinion can spark conflicts with influential people. In your personal life, this same energy translates to passion, but also the potential for arguments about core beliefs or shared finances. The main takeaway? Learn to switch speeds this month. Use the first week for talks and agreements, mid-February for decisive moves, but always keep a level head, especially at the end when big plans demand a balanced approach.
Taurus. February will challenge your resilience, with core themes being emotional control, financial decisions, and fundamental relationship issues. The month opens under a tense aspect that can trigger internal frustration and stubborn outbursts. You might feel like others are deliberately blocking your path. At work, this risks conflicts with superiors, especially if you decide to bulldoze your way through. In finances, impulsive choices could lead to losses. Your personal life may see heightened conflict, where your directness is perceived as aggression. It's crucial during these days to take a deep breath and seek compromise, not open confrontation. The energy soon softens, opening a period for more honest and open dialogue, particularly with women. At work, it's time for constructive planning with colleagues or clients. You can lay the groundwork for future success if your actions are well thought out. At home, this energy fuels a desire for order, both physical and emotional. You can have heart-to-hearts with loved ones, start renovations, or solve long-standing domestic issues. Your energy, backed by sincerity, will help harmonize the family atmosphere. However, mid-month brings renewed tension, now in the realm of partnership and values. Business relations, especially with women, may crack due to ignoring mutual interests. Minor but annoying financial losses are possible, sparked by thoughtless spending or wastefulness. In your romantic life, passions flare. Jealousy, excessive demands, and a lack of tact may come to the fore. This is an extremely unfortunate period for confrontations, weddings, or serious relationship talks. The risk of arguments, hurt feelings, and even infidelity is high. The culmination of the month is a difficult aspect in the final week, bringing harsh life lessons where your desires may directly clash with circumstances or duties. Professionally, you'll face obstacles, bureaucracy, and the need to solve old problems before moving forward. A career crisis or forced changes are possible. In your personal life, this is a time of deep crisis. coldness in relationships, serious conflicts with older relatives, feelings of loneliness, or the need to make a tough choice. For some, this may mean divorce or prolonged separation. Your budget is also under serious strain. The main takeaway? Your strength this month lies not in a head-on attack, but in patience and strategy. Control your anger in early and mid-February. Treat finances with extreme caution. In relationships, bet on honesty and dialogue, but be ready for serious, fateful conversations by month's end. February teaches you to accept responsibility and see things as they are.
Gemini, February promises to be a dynamic and overall positive month for you, where your sharp wit and gift of gab will be your main assets. However, the start might be clouded by emotional instability. You'll likely feel irritable, with problems piling up both at work and at home. Be especially cautious with deals involving real estate or services. They could turn out poorly. Family squabbles and misunderstandings with your partner or kids are possible. But hold on, the situation changes dramatically in just a few days. A harmonious aspect kicks in, bringing ease to your communication, a creative boost, and increased attractiveness in the eyes of others. This is an excellent time for networking, negotiations, and sealing agreements, as long as you don't push too hard. In your personal life, romantic and sexual attraction intensifies with potential for new, exciting, albeit possibly fleeting connections. Great time for dates. The next phase of the month strengthens your position even more. You'll feel a surge of courage, confidence, and support from colleagues and superiors. Your initiative and decisiveness will come in handy for closing deals, launching new projects, or implementing organizational changes. Feel free to step up for important meetings or public speaking. In your personal life, channel this active energy into peaceful pursuits. Engage in sports or active recreation with loved ones. Play with the kids. This will strengthen your bonds. Your sex drive will be high, but it's important to avoid pressuring your partner. Starting around February 9th and lasting almost until the month's end, you'll be under a steady and highly favorable influence, perfect for any intellectual and communicative activity. This is your stellar period, Gemini. Your energy and determination will be directed towards solving problems constructively. You'll excel at planning, coordinating actions, and negotiating with colleagues and partners. Your ideas will be appreciated. Maximize this time for talks, strategy discussions, business trips, and signing documents. This same transit offers great opportunities to improve family relations, discuss shared plans, and sort out household matters. This is a period when you will be listened to and heard. The main takeaway? Ride out the emotionally choppy first week, avoiding major decisions made in the heat of the moment, then boldly step into the phase of active communication that lasts for most of the rest of February. Your main trump cards are your words, ideas, and ability to negotiate. Use this period to advance your projects, secure support, and bring order to your thoughts and plans. Your personal life will end the month on a high note of mutual understanding and shared goals.
Cancer. February will be a month of striking contrasts for you, where periods of incredible growth and luck will alternate with moments demanding strict self-control. The month begins under a rare and exceptionally favorable influence, opening up broad opportunities for you. This is a time for intellectual, cultural, and career growth. You may receive support from influential people, successfully resolve legal matters, start collaborating with foreign partners, or launch an educational project. Harmony reigns in your personal life. Happy family events, pleasant trips, and improved financial well-being are possible. This is a period when you can afford a little luxury and make bold plans for the future. Then, the month's energy becomes more focused and disciplined. You'll need to apply willpower to organize workflows or bring order to your team. This isn't a time for quick results, but for laying a solid foundation. You can count on understanding from management and successfully resolve issues with official institutions. A good period for concluding long-term agreements, especially in construction, manufacturing, or science. At home, this energy will help you tackle accumulated household tasks and possibly take on new family responsibilities. Mid-February becomes the brightest and most significant point of the year for you. An aspect that occurs only once every 12 years will activate, bringing a period of immense optimism, professional recognition, and literal gifts from fate. Expect success at work, respect from colleagues, and a real chance to significantly improve your social and financial status. Feel free to ask your boss for a promotion, launch important projects, resolve financial and legal matters. The stars are on your side. In your personal life, this is a time of harmony, happiness, and mutual understanding. A highly favorable period for marriage, declarations of love, or having a child. However, the end of the month will sharply change the atmosphere, testing your composure. Under a challenging influence, you may become impulsive, irritable, and prone to conflicts. In your professional life, this risks clashes with colleagues, unhealthy competition, and ill-considered financial moves. But the main danger lies in your personal life and health. The risk of arguments, scandals, and even breakups on heightened emotions increases. Outbursts of jealousy and aggression can shatter domestic peace. Be extremely careful in communication. Avoid fights and quarrels. Also, this is an unfavorable time for surgical interventions. The risk of injuries and complications is high. The main takeaway, your task is to use the incredibly successful first half of February as efficiently as possible to realize your boldest career and personal plans. Secure your successes. Earn your deserved rewards. Then, starting the last week, switch to a mode of increased caution. Minimize conflicts, postpone important decisions, and protect your nerves and health. The month teaches you to appreciate moments of triumph, but always remember the consequences of unchecked emotions.
Leo, February will be a challenging month where the main test is learning to manage your emotions, speech, and not let inattention destroy relationships and career positions. The period begins with a phase where personal worries and domestic problems actively interfere with your work. You may feel irritated, especially when communicating with female colleagues or clients. Financial decisions during this time are often impulsive and can lead to unnecessary spending. Instability reigns in family and partnership, where your touchiness and outbursts of anger can create serious cracks in relationships. You need to show patience and avoid mixing work and personal problems. The situation escalates in the first half of February, marking the most conflict-prone period. You will be extremely irritable, and your words will become sharp and hurtful. There is a high risk of major disputes in your professional life, with superiors, partners, or during negotiations. Any trips or important discussions may be accompanied by obstacles and misunderstandings. In your personal life, this same energy will manifest as open confrontation, inflexibility, and sarcasm. Conflicts may reach such intensity that talk of separation arises. It is crucial during these days to pause before speaking and avoid principled arguments at all costs. Mid-month brings a test of a more global scale. An aspect that occurs once every 12 years activates, challenging your life principles and past decisions. Plans may collapse, and serious ideological conflicts with management or business allies may arise. You may be disappointed in those from whom you expected support or patronage. This is a period when the consequences of past overconfidence or excessive expansion may surface. It is not the time for adventures, major investments, especially abroad, or seeking new patrons. You need to wait it out and reassess the situation. The final week of February again activates tension, but now in the sphere of personal feelings, finances, and pleasures. Scandals over jealousy, unwise spending on entertainment, and disappointments in your partner are possible. You may ignore the other person's feelings, leading to a painful breakup or deep resentment. This period is extremely unfavorable for weddings, family celebrations, or serious explanations. Emotional excitability will be off the charts, and the tendency to solve problems by force will increase. The main takeaway: your primary task is maintaining peace. February requires diplomacy, restraint, and emotional maturity from you. Hold your tongue in conflict situations, especially in the first half of the month. Postpone making major life and financial decisions. In personal relationships, show maximum tact and attention, otherwise you risk destroying everything.
The month teaches that true strength lies not in loud words, but in wise silence and endurance.
Virgo, February will be one of the most favorable periods of the year for you, as the planet of luck, Jupiter, actively supports you in finances, career, and personal relationships. The month begins under a wonderful influence that opens doors for material and creative growth. This is a time when business related to art, beauty, luxury items, or international contacts can bring tangible profits. You may receive a lucrative offer, financial support, or simply be in the right place at the right time. Complete harmony and understanding reign in your personal life. This is an ideal period for romantic declarations, engagements, weddings, or simply infusing your relationship with new meaning and beauty. This positive trend not only continues, but intensifies thanks to another powerful aspect, active for almost the rest of the month. Your professional authority and self-confidence will significantly increase. You can confidently approach superiors and influential people. Help and understanding will be provided. This is an excellent time for resolving legal issues, closing major deals, and promoting your ideas through education or media. Unexpected financial success or valuable recognition of your merits is possible. An atmosphere of respect and support prevails in your family and with your partner. This is a favorable time for joint development, children's education, family travel, and cultural recreation. Mid-February adds practical energy to this successful backdrop. You will be able to not only plan, but also act effectively, especially in matters requiring direct communication. This period is good for working with female audiences, clients, or public speaking. At home, you will be full of energy to tackle home improvement, repairs, or resolving accumulated household issues. Your straightforwardness and honesty will now help facilitate any dialogue. The final week of the month will be a logical conclusion to this successful cycle, allowing you to consolidate the results achieved. You may receive well-deserved rewards, complete important projects, or finally agree on mutually beneficial terms. In your personal life, this is a time of deep mutual understanding and joint planning for a happy future. The main takeaway: don't sit idle. February offers you a unique window of opportunity. Actively assert your ambitions, make agreements, invest in promising projects and your relationships. This is the time to reap the rewards of past work and lay the foundation for long-term prosperity. Risks are minimal, so trust your intuition and act boldly. Your practicality, backed by stellar support, will lead to outstanding results in both career and personal happiness. Libra, February will be a month of overcoming difficulties, where you'll need to demonstrate patience, endurance, and responsibility, especially regarding duties, finances, and communication. The month begins under a challenging influence that brings a sense of burden and pressure. You may face financial uncertainty, work problems, or misunderstanding from superiors, especially when dealing with women. Work difficulties will significantly affect your emotional state and home atmosphere, causing anxiety and worry. In your personal life, serious disagreements, coldness in communication, or the need for temporary distance are possible. Family financial matters may become a source of stress. During this period, it's important not to make fateful decisions, but to try to reduce tension and let the situation settle. The tension continues in the first half of February, but now shifts to the sphere of partnership and communication. Friction with business partners, especially women, minor setbacks, and thoughtless spending that worsen your financial situation are possible. In your personal life, this period is fraught with arguments over nothing, outbursts of jealousy, and a lack of tact. An exaggerated interest in sex could cause conflict. This is an extremely unfortunate time for confrontations, weddings, or visits to superiors. You need to exercise maximum caution in your words and actions.
The situation will peak in mid-month when an aspect intensifying all communication problems activates. You'll become irritable, easily drawn into pointless arguments, and your words may seriously hurt. Conflicts at work and home could escalate into open confrontation. It is extremely important during these days to control your speech, postpone all important negotiations, and be attentive while driving or working with machinery. Unpleasant news as possible. However, the end of the month will bring a powerful positive surprise. In the last week of February, a favorable aspect activates, bringing long-awaited relief and opportunities for a breakthrough. You'll gain energy and optimism to solve lingering problems. You may successfully complete legal or bureaucratic matters, receive support from above, or land a lucrative order. Career progress and recognition of your merits are possible. In your personal life, a period of reconciliation, harmony, and understanding will begin. This is a good time for family travel, celebrations, and serious but peaceful conversations about the future. You'll be able to find compromise in situations that previously seemed deadlocked. The main takeaway. Your main task is to hold on. The first 3 weeks of February will require discipline, caution in communication, and careful handling of finances from you. Avoid conflicts, don't jump to conclusions, and don't make empty promises. Hold out until around February 16th, after which the situation will begin to improve dramatically. Your reward for endurance is the successful final week, which will bring support, expanded opportunities, and a chance to mend what was damaged earlier. The month teaches you to value a solid foundation built through patience.
Scorpio, February will be a month of intense struggle where your will and leadership qualities will be constantly tested by external resistance and inner passions. The month begins on an aggressive and assertive note. You'll be full of determination, but your directness may border on harshness and even rudeness. You'll easily get into arguments, defending your point of view with heightened fervor, which threatens conflicts both in your professional environment and in personal communication. Your words are a double-edged sword right now. It's crucial to channel this boiling energy not into arguments, but into solving specific work tasks and overcoming real obstacles. In your personal life, this same trend may lead to tense conversations and mutual reproaches. However, the main and most serious challenges await you in the realm of ambitions and cooperation. A rare and difficult aspect activates, potentially placing you in direct confrontation with superiors, the law, or influential partners. This is a period when your bold plans and actions meet a wall of misunderstanding, resistance, or even hidden sabotage. It's not the time for risks, business expansion, or deals with foreign partners. There's a high probability of significant losses, fraud, or legal troubles. You may feel like the whole world is against you. In your personal life, this energy creates dangerous ground for arguments, litigation, property divisions, and fanatically imposing your viewpoint on your partner. The tension doesn't subside in mid-month, reaching a new boiling point. Your desire to insist on your way at any cost, to demonstrate leadership, and to defeat competitors will be immense. This could lead to open conflict with colleagues or management, where not just words are used. Your aggressive stance may repel even potential allies. In your personal life, this is a period of power struggle in a partnership, where mutual demands and a lack of flexibility threaten a serious crisis. The challenging influence testing your ambitions persists into the final week of February, continuing the theme of opposition and testing your strategies. People may actively obstruct you, and plans may collapse due to seemingly insurmountable circumstances. In personal relationships, an atmosphere of distrust, tension, and a tendency to solve problems by force remains, which is extremely dangerous for the future of the union. The main takeaway: February demands from you not blind courage, but the strategic wisdom of a commander.
1. Weigh the necessity of each conflict. Don't engage in every battle, it will drain you. 2. Strictly control your speech and anger, especially at the beginning and middle of the month. One sharp word or action can have long-term destructive consequences for your career and personal life. 3. Postpone large-scale ventures, especially those involving foreign partners or major investments. 4. In relationships, seek compromises and demonstrate flexibility instead of proving your dominance. Your true strength this month lies in endurance and knowing the right moment to strike.
Sagittarius, February will be marked by tests of maturity, patience, and the ability to build solid foundations, but it won't miss moments for passion and bold initiatives. The month begins with a prolonged and rather stern influence that sets a tone of seriousness and responsibility. You may face anxiety about your position, feelings of disappointment, and numerous obstacles even in simple matters. At work, conflicts with superiors, pressure from obligations, or the need to solve your boss's problems are possible. This is a period when irresponsible actions or unfulfilled promises from the past may come back to haunt you. Financial difficulties are likely. In your personal life, this is a crisis time for relationships where maintaining peace seems almost impossible. Conflicts with elderly relatives or the need for difficult care for them may arise. This is an extremely unfavorable time for marriage or making major purchases for the home. However, already in the first half of February, a bright and positive streak related to communication and passion will be added to this heavy energy. An aspect that helps soften the atmosphere and brings a spirit of cooperation and creativity into your life will activate. At work, this is a time for useful negotiations, presentations, and establishing connections, especially with creative individuals or in fields related to art and sports. An unexpected romantic twist in business relationships may arise. In your personal life, romantic and sexual attraction will intensify. This is a good period for passionate dates, new infatuations, and active interaction with your partner. Mid-February will gift you a new charge of confidence and enterprise. You'll feel a surge of strength, courage, and a desire to act. This is a favorable time for business, starting new projects, athletic achievements, or physical labor. You'll be able to overcome many obstacles and receive support from colleagues. In your personal life, your activity and vitality will increase, making you more attractive. However, beware of displaying excessive ego and a desire to dominate in relationships. It could spoil all the harmony. The month will end on a high communicative note when your energy and determination are directed toward constructive discussions and problem solving. You'll be able to clearly and dynamically promote your ideas and plans. This is a good period for business trips, negotiations, and signing short-term contracts. Your initiative will be appreciated. At home, it's time for active discussions of family plans, solving pressing issues, and working together. Your assertiveness within your close circle won't cause protest, but rather help move things forward. The main takeaway: the month teaches you to balance accepting harsh reality with the ability to seize moments of rightness. The first week is a time to show patience and not build castles in the air. Use mid-February for creativity, passion, and bold actions, but calculated. The final week is ideal for communication and practical agreements. Your task is not to succumb to despair from initial difficulties, but to wisely distribute your energy to take advantage of all the opportunities that open up later. In your personal life, avoid pressuring your partner, especially during your upswings. Capricorn, February will start on a powerful and optimistic wave, but will then require you to go through serious tests of endurance to ultimately receive a reward for your perseverance. The month opens under the influence of a favorable aspect that promises significant progress in your professional and social spheres. Your sincerity and straightforwardness now attract attention and support from both colleagues and superiors. This is an excellent time for career advancement, resolving legal issues, educational or publishing activities. You can successfully launch new projects, go on a profitable business trip, or establish lucrative connections with foreign partners. Unexpected financial success or a well-deserved award is possible. In your personal life, this period brings a major surge of energy and determination to resolve family matters. However, be prudent with major purchases and risky spending, even if your budget seems solid. However, already in the first half of February, the situation changes drastically. A difficult aspect activates, which may bring disappointments in business and a crisis in your personal life. You will face obstacles where any attempts to speed up processes will only create new complications. At work, conflicts with management or official authorities, a feeling of overwhelming responsibility, and professional issues requiring immediate resolution are possible. It's not a time for active actions. Better limit contacts and focus on resolving current crises. In your personal life, a period of arguments, especially with older relatives, feelings of loneliness, and heavy obligations begins. Painful separations or facing the loss of a loved one are possible. Family finances may go through tough times. Mid-February doesn't bring relief, but on the contrary, heightens inner restlessness and aggression. You may feel an unusual drive and a desire to take on many things at once. Your behavior may be overly active and sexually charged. Professionally, your ambition will grow, but it may manifest through conflicts and rivalry. Be careful with anger. It could drag you into a fight or heated confrontation. In your personal life, sexual activity will increase significantly, but so will the risk of jealousy-fueled arguments. This is an unfavorable time for conception. The final week of February will be your reward for the trials endured. A rare and very favorable aspect will activate, bringing harmony, understanding, and new opportunities. You will be tuned in to constructive cooperation, especially with female partners. This is a time for successful negotiations, obtaining financial support, and resolving real estate matters. In your personal life, a period of peace and mutual understanding will begin. Improvements in living conditions, successful purchases for the home, pleasant family trips, and cultural events are possible. This is a favorable time for conception and strengthening family bonds. The main takeaway? Your endurance will be tested, but it will also become your greatest asset. Maximize the first week for climbing the career ladder, then prepare for the difficult phase. Be disciplined, avoid conflicts, and accept objective circumstances. In mid-month, strictly control your anger. Your patience will be rewarded in the final week when new prospects for growth and family happiness open up. The month teaches strategic planning. Place your bets at the beginning, preserve resources in the middle, and reap the rewards at the end.
Aquarius, February will be a month of extreme activity, where periods of creative uplift and new opportunities will coincide with moments of dangerous impulsiveness and conflict. The month begins under an influence that amplifies creative energy and the desire to act. You'll feel a surge of strength for new beginnings, and fresh business contacts and ideas will appear. However, excessive impulsiveness may cause you to ignore others' feelings, leading to misunderstandings in partnerships. In finances, unplanned expenses or minor losses are possible. In your personal life, passion and attraction intensify, with potential for new, bright, but often fleeting connections, based more on physical attraction than deep feeling. Very soon, the atmosphere will heat up to the limit. A dangerous aspect activates, requiring your utmost caution. Impulsive, aggressive behavior and a tendency for reckless risks are characteristic. At work, this could result in unhealthy rivalry and open conflicts. Financial operations are fraught with serious mistakes and losses. But the main danger lies in health and safety. There's a high risk of injuries, accidents, fights. Be careful with weapons, tools, and hazardous environments. Surgical interventions are contraindicated. For women, it's especially important to avoid potentially dangerous situations and places. In your personal life, this period carries the threat of scandals, jealousy outbursts, even physical altercations. It often leads to relationship breakups. Mid-February brings no calm. Energy and self-confidence will peak. You'll feel unusual activity and assertiveness, a desire to be at the center of events.
However, managing affairs may suffer from hasty decisions and unchecked ambition. A spirit of unhealthy competition could spoil relations with superiors and colleagues. You'll sharply defend your interests, risking losing support. In your personal life, you'll be active in seeking pleasure, but your need for sex may push you into adventures. Women should beware of harassment. Impulsive actions threaten to destroy domestic peace and lead to breakups. The final week of February will be tinged with tension due to an aspect sharpening communication. You'll be prone to sharpness, sarcasm, and excessive frankness. You'll easily get drawn into debates and conflicts, expressing your competitiveness in its most aggressive form. Beware of making important decisions under the influence of the moment. Nevertheless, this is a good time for strategy development and solving long-standing problems if you can curb your fervor. In personal relationships, expect arguments, disagreements, and pronounced confrontation. Conflicts may escalate into serious quarrels with threats of separation. The main takeaway? Your task is to rein in the dragon of your energy. February offers you powerful opportunities, but also incredible risks. 1. During upswings, channel your strength into creativity and new projects, but always consider the consequences of your actions on others. 2. During dangerous periods, especially the second week, consciously reduce activity, avoid conflicts and any form of risk. Your safety comes first. 3. In communication throughout the month, pause before speaking. Your words can easily wound and destroy now. The month teaches that the greatest strength lies in controlling your own impulsiveness.
Pisces. February will be a month of striking contrasts for you, where periods of great luck and financial growth will alternate with moments demanding strict control over ambitions and spending. The month begins under a rare and exceptionally favorable influence that opens up opportunities for improving your material and family well-being. This is a time when matters related to real estate, home, and the service sector can bring significant benefits. You may receive a valuable offer or advice, especially from women. In your personal life, a warm, albeit emotionally intense atmosphere prevails. Family celebrations, visits from relatives, or important conversations about the future that strengthen your bonds are possible. This is a suitable time for reconciliation and joint planning. This positive trend continues and intensifies in the first half of February, thanks to another wonderful aspect. A period of growth in creativity, business, and social activities begins. You can achieve significant success, especially in matters related to art, culture, or cooperation with foreign partners. Your financial situation may improve, with unexpected income or gifts possible. In your personal life, this is a time of happiness and mutual understanding. Joint participation in cultural or recreational activities will bring you closer to your partner. This is an ideal period for declarations, engagements, or marriage. Mid-February adds practical energy and initiative to this prosperous backdrop. You'll feel a surge of strength for new beginnings. Your ideas will find sensible application and contribute to success. This is a good time for career advancement, athletic achievements, or work requiring physical strength. In your personal life, this energy can be directed towards solving family issues, repairs, or home improvement. Decisions regarding joint finances, taxes, or inheritance are possible. However, the end of the month brings a serious test related to excessive ambition and financial risks. Under a challenging influence, you may overestimate your strength, display overconfidence, and commit unreasonable, misguided actions. This could lead to tangible financial losses, setbacks, or in the worst case, fraud or theft. In your professional life, fanatically imposing your viewpoint will damage relations with superiors and colleagues. Affairs involving foreign partners or legal matters risk failure. In your personal life, this period brings tension, dissatisfaction, and a tendency to solve problems by force. Serious conflicts, actions aimed at divorce or property division are possible. The family budget is under threat. An unhealthy passion for adventures could destabilize established relationships. The main takeaway: Make the most of the first half of February. This is your best time for strengthening finances, family happiness, and realizing creative plans. Act boldly but wisely. Starting the third week, switch to a mode of increased caution. Strictly control your ambitions, double-check all financial transactions, avoid disputes about money and worldviews. In your personal life at the month's end, protect your peace and don't succumb to provocations. Your task is to consolidate the successes achieved at the beginning of the month and not lose them due to overconfidence at the end.